Imagine this. You're on a routine flight enjoying the view of New York City. Then, without warning, the engines fail. Silence, panic, and just one question. Will you survive? It was January 15, 2009. A chilly winter afternoon in New York City. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 was about to embark on what should have been a routine flight to Charlotte, North Carolina. But within minutes, this ordinary takeoff would turn into one of the most extraordinary events in aviation history. At 3:25 p.m., the Airbus A320 lifted off from LaGuardia. On board were 150 passengers and 5 crew members, including Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles. Sully, a former fighter pilot with decades of experience, was at the helm. The takeoff was smooth, and the aircraft climbed to an altitude of 2,800 feet. Everything seemed routine. Passengers settled into their seats, enjoying the spectacular view of the Manhattan skyline. But in just a few moments, this calm would be shattered. Out of nowhere, a flock of Canada geese appeared. The collision was instantaneous. The geese struck both engines, causing catastrophic damage. Flames erupted as the engines were struck. Within seconds, both engines lost power. Alarms filled the cockpit as Captain Sully and First Officer Skiles grasped the gravity of their situation. The aircraft was now gliding, powerless, over one of the most densely populated areas in the world. Inside the cockpit, the tension was palpable. Sully took the controls, his calm voice breaking through the alarms as he radioed a mayday call, while Skiles immediately focused on the engine restart checklist. In the cabin, fear spread among the passengers. Some clutched their armrests, while others looked out the windows. Every second felt like an eternity. Sully quickly assessed their options. Returning to LaGuardia or diverting to Teterboro Airport was impossible. His only choice was to attempt a water landing, a maneuver few pilots ever train for. "We can't do it. We're going to be in the Hudson." The descent was harrowing. At just 900 feet above the George Washington Bridge, the aircraft continued its descent. In the cabin, passengers sat frozen in their seats, some clutching life vests, others whispering prayers. The cabin crew moved swiftly, preparing everyone for impact. Despite the chaos, the cockpit was a display of professionalism. Sully's years of glider experience were invaluable, allowing him to steer the Powerless jet with precision. Skiles supported him every step of the way, ensuring every procedure was followed to maximize their chances. The Airbus A320 glided lower and lower. The Hudson River stretched out before them, the surface glinting in the winter sun. Sully focused every ounce of his skill on the approach, aligning the plane perfectly. Every second was critical. Every movement had to be precise. The water seemed impossibly close now, the stakes higher with every passing second. This was the moment of truth, where precision and nerves of steel would decide their fate. At 3:31 p.m., just 6 minutes after takeoff, Flight 1549 touched down on the Hudson River. The landing was textbook, a perfect glide into the water, keeping the plane intact. The passengers erupted into cheers and tears, realizing they had survived the impossible. The tension didn't end with the landing. In freezing January temperatures, passengers scrambled onto the wings as rescue boats raced to the scene. Yet, thanks to the swift response of ferry operators and emergency teams, every single person was saved. Captain Sullenberger's decision-making and calm demeanor earned him worldwide acclaim. Investigators confirmed that his choice to ditch in the Hudson was the best and safest option. His actions, along with the coordinated efforts of the crew and first responders, turned what could have been a devastating tragedy into a story of heroism and teamwork.